Okay, I'm live. Let me go make sure that I mute the other portion. Let me see. Where am I at? I don't see me. Huh. Okay. No. You guys. Okay. Let me see who we have. Oh, Derek, you first all the time, ain't you? Yay. Tracy, I'll show you the link because you seem to get it better when I put it this way. You first all the time, ain't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay.
I'm here.
Okay. And I'll show you the link because you seem to get it better when I put it this way. You first all the time, ain't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Who has theirs on?
Okay. And I'll show you the link because you seem to get it better when I put it this way. You first all the time, ain't you? Is it me echoing, Derek? I've got mine on mute.
Who has theirs on? Everybody got everything? We're good?
Yeah, we're on. I have mine muted.
So do I.
Okay, are you still getting feedback or is it okay now?
No, we're okay now. I'm just trying to find where we are. Here we go. All right.
Morning, Tracy.
I'm good. Wake up, Tracy. Come on. You got to get dressed and move.
Look, Tracy, I almost come on with my big blue on. I did put on an old T-shirt, but if I can come on with my grandson's sleep pants on, you can come in. I almost didn't this morning, but you guys, for real, yeah, it's just one of those days, and I'm like, let me get on up and
I still got my pajama bottoms on.
let me see. My grandsons are his are
Shark?
uh-uh
The hell is that?
a tree, and that's a deer.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Probably in here will be a little bit grainy
Yeah.
because of no, it cleared up then, but the lighting in here is not as bright as in there. But yeah, I just don't even know.
I know.
We had yesterday, Casey did all the work for the MSP auction as far, but I was in here in the this room going through stuff, and I was shocked, NASCAR. I mean, Derek, I was shocked because some of the DVDs sold. I mean,
that see, you didn't tell me about the MASH DVD. I knew that was going to go big. That's $100 and something in the store.
Yeah. When he bought it for us years ago, but we don't have anything hooked to the TV, and that's something that's on regular TV when he comes home, like whatever he watches. Sandy Griffin and Smash.
Yep.
So, when Casey was decluttering my room, I told him, I said, well, go ahead and, put that in there. Mm-hmm. And like that, he had this 30-year reunion of Kiss. It's a big banner.
Yep.
Vinyl banner. We couldn't find it. So I know it's somewhere, and we were going to pair up the book and that. Mm-hmm. But Casey said, I'll just put that up for my 30th birthday.
There you go.
Find it.
Yep.
But I came in here and worked in this room, and I did the old lady sit down to sweep. I just sit here in my rolly chair. That once you have the office chairs, that the back comes off, the arms come off. But I use it as a rolly chair, and I swept sitting down, but so it's a struggle this morning.
Yeah, well, yesterday it was a struggle. I got up. It was all right. I went to a meeting I had to go to yesterday morning. Came back. Went to my son's lacrosse game. When I got back, I was sitting there going, I'm not feeling right, not feeling right, not feeling right. So I have my blood pressure machine right here. 194 over 134. I said something. I knew something wasn't right. I could feel it. So I took another Klonopin, took that, brought it down a little bit, and then I took my night pills. And it was, when I went to bed, it was like 140 over 100. So it was a little bit. Yeah. But
see, mine pretty much has always been, even at like when I weighed 250, it was 120 over 85. It's always stayed around that, no matter what my weight was. Now, when I lost 100 pounds, it dropped to like 110 over 60. And my husband would worry about that. And I said, well, they're not worried about it.
That's good. That's good now.
Hey, Traci. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, she's awake.
Good morning. Good morning.
You probably had to go and have a cigarette too.
No, I didn't do that. You'd be surprised. I did a little while ago. It's freezing rain out, so I decided to skip that.
I got you pinned down, Traci. Right down to what you did.
Pretty much.
Take a shower, get some clothes on, go and have a cigarette, then I'll come on.
Yeah.
And Traci, he don't even take it easy on you. Did you notice that?
I know. That's all right. But I didn't have a cigarette because, like I said, I did about an hour ago and it was freezing rain and I can still see it's doing something out there. And nah.
We love you, Traci, no matter what.
Thanks. I love you guys too.
I told Derek I almost didn't do this, but it's like, we have our nephew here. My nephew, he's had to stay with us for I don't know how long. And it's just like everything hit, it seems like this weekend, all kind of stuff. And I was woken up last night. I don't even know what time it was or what I said.
Oh my goodness.
And so Casey come in there and he couldn't sleep. So he said he hadn't been asleep all night. And April stayed. And anybody that listens to this later, I know they're going to probably think of whatever, but April, when she stays, she's, Bougie Bear, she sleeps with Casey. And you guys know that don't mean nothing for Casey.
Right.
Yeah.
But he actually went to a smaller bed because he is tired of you guys. When he turned around, there was somebody showing up with their bags at the house, and he was like, "Mom, I'm getting a smaller bed." But no joke, you guys. We've always had, like I said, open door policy. And even I said it one time before, somebody didn't have nowhere to go and she showed up and it was raining. And Casey wasn't here. He said, "Did I just see so-and-so walking down the road?" He sent me a message. I said, "Yeah." "Mom, what are they doing there?" I said, "Well, Casey, she ain't got nowhere to go." And he said, "Well, where's she going to sleep? Better not be in my." I said, "No, I got your door shut. Nobody goes in there when you're not here." So there was nowhere in this room because at the time, this room had no floor space. Everything was piled high. Oh, my goodness. So I just slid on over, and she just got on my side of the bed. I mean, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
You make some room in the attic, or you make some room in the basement.
Ooh, the basement. No, the basement's wet and it's damp and it's But you know,
It's better than nothing, though.
well, my husband said just slide over by me, get on that side, and it was nothing freaky. I mean, I swear that's just I don't know.
I know that's the first thing people think, but at 99.9% of the time, that's not the case ever.
Yep.
No, and it's like Casey has said. Good morning, Gina.
Good
See,
morning, Gina.
Gina said he sleeps with her when he's there.
See?
So we did have a friend that just showed up one time, a friend of his, and I'm like, okay, in case he made him a pallet and he didn't have nowhere to go. And I mean, he got killed. He got murdered last May, or May was the year ago. But good guy. He just had a lot of mental problems. But sweetest guy ever. And at the time, two of Casey's friends were crashed out in Casey's floor. And so, yeah, it's like, come on in. But I figured I'd get something done. Let me see.
Todd's here. Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, Todd.
Todd, I'm going to turn this real quick so you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I want to see a little.
No, I'm not doing that. It's got to really be a work day. And I want to show you guys this antique trunk. It was MawMaw's when her dad got it for her. So I love it. Let me see. All right, can you guys see it?
Yep.
Real good inside. But what I like is this one. Now, her daddy gave this to her when she was young, so it's got to be at least almost 70 years old. Then this one was her dad.
Nice.
And Casey said, well, I could put such and such in it and cover that up. I said, no, these are in pristine condition on the inside.
Well, you're blowing up this morning.
Huh?
You're blowing up this morning.
Oh, am I? See, I can't even see. You guys, I really needed the love this morning. You guys.
We're here for you.
You guys just don't know. I started out crying, and I did go all around the house with my olive oil. I touched everything. I anointed everything, you guys. Everything. Good morning, Destiny. I even anointed
Morning, Destiny.
I anointed my laptop.
Yeah.
So it will be used for good.
Destiny, how's Tommy feeling this morning?
Yeah. I'm waiting. But anyway, these antique shoes are going, and the old pictures are going in the small one. So is Destiny? How is he? Hey, Darlene. Has Destiny told
Good morning, Darlene.
He's still sleeping.
Okay, but that's my start. I did something. I made a dent at least. But Tommy still? Tommy, that you sending me that message just made my day. Friday, it just made my day. You guys, Tommy sent me a hello, Darlene. You know, he sent me a good voice message, but I worked in here so much that a lot of people it wouldn't have been anything for, but for me, it really bothered my back, and I was out of commission, and then standing up, trying to help Traci. it did me in too. So, but yeah, these shirts. You know how people have to buy these, to look like they're old,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to pay a lot of money for them. So I want to display them. I want to have them sit out in here in my craft room. That's what I told Casey.
Destiny, if he's still not feeling well, put some Vicks on his forehead. That helps relieve some of the stress that's in his in his temporal lobes. I've learned that a lot. And then put a hot cloth on his over his eyes. He'll it helps with the migraines.
Yeah, I tried to get one yesterday, Destiny. I had kind of a headache, and I told Steven, I said, I'm having to swap out glasses. And these are from 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years. I'm having to swap out my
Yeah,
new.
you're echoing, uh, Darlene.
I'm what?
You're echoing.
I wonder why, because I don't have nothing on. The video is the video's muted. Let me make sure nothing else. Let me cut off Casting Crowns before they mess me up and start singing.
Probably drop your volume a little bit too.
That's it. That's it. Yes. Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I
that's
can
better.
hear you.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay.
I was whooped. I went out. I left the house 2 days in a row. Went out of the house 2 days in a row, and I am whooped.
Yeah. I was telling Darlene this morning. Yesterday I went out. I had a meeting in the morning with my club that I belong to. I came home and I went to my son's lacrosse game. When I got back, I just didn't feel right. I felt like something wasn't right. And so I keep my blood pressure cuff right next to me. And I took it. It was 194 over 134.
Oh my goodness,
So
dear.
I said, oh shit. So I took an extra pill that I needed to take. That's what the doctor says. And then I took my night pills. By the time I went to bed, it was 140 over 100. But still, it was like,
That's still pretty high.
Oh,
yeah.
well, see, men don't go to the doctors.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't play.
Yep.
My husband won't. He only goes to get like refills for his blood pressure medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And today he'll have to take his gout medicine. I told him last night. I said, okay, if it's already flared up, you better take it. Can't wait till last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys, I am going to roll you guys over and show you my prayer closet. That's what I'm going to use it for. That's why it's okay. See. Destiny, if he's having one that bad and he's never had one before, he might need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You may have to take him, Destiny, kicking and screaming.
Yeah. I mean,
sometimes you can't mess around with that stuff.
And no, because my brother-in-law, he had one so bad. Oh, Gina, no, it does not look great. I mean, I have really got to organize stuff I can do that Casey won't have to.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, Destiny. At least talk to the doctor because you know him probably better than anybody. And so if you're worried, that's something to be worried about.
Right.
And my brother-in-law, his wife called one time. He had a headache so bad and nothing would touch it. And by the time we got there to take him to the hospital, he had thrown up in the car and he had a brain aneurysm. They had to helicopter him to Atlanta. So, if they said if we had not gotten him to the hospital when we did, he would have died. But his doctor also was mad at him because he hadn't been going to the doctor. He had not been taking his blood pressure medicine.
Well, there you go.
So, and doctors get mad if you're not. All right, guys, I don't want it to be fuzzy, but let me pull my extension cord and roll you guys to this 1914 closet.
Oh, Destiny, you have to be the strong one and say, listen, we have these 2 kids here and me. You're going to the doctors if you like it or not. End of story.
It doesn't work though, Derek.
It does. It does if she does it right.
Some men just won't. All right, you guys, this little bitty closet. See, it's still got the. Let me see. It's still got the
brass knob.
All right. And I love the inside of it because it's still. Let me see. It's still the old wood.
Mm-hmm.
We kept the old wooden clothes hangers. And super titiny.
Yeah.
Let me turn the light on in it.
That's really not
my
that
daughter
small.
My daughter laughed at this so bad yesterday. Oh, is that going to shine too? No. She said, "Mama, all of that shelf is my those are my jars."
Mm.
And they go all the way back. Those are my jars that I like to make things with. And it's shaped weird because the bottom slope, that's the part when you go in the basement. That's above your head.
Yep.
But and it's so tiny. I mean, but I told Casey, I said, I'm gonna put me a little chair in there, and when I really feel
that's really not that tiny.
It is. Let me see.
That's not tiny, Darlene. That's pretty big.
No, I mean, I can't even straighten my arms out. See?
Come and live in an apartment. Come and live in an apartment in Rhode Island. You'll be able to walk in just holding your shoulders up against the door. That's it.
Well, he does have a shop vac in here and another vac in the corner. And so when I went in there the other day and just shut the light off, Bailey stood there at the door and whined while I was praying until I opened the door. I guess she's going to have to go in there with me next time. I mean, I started having, and I like the lock on this one too. Can you guys see it? Let me see.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to lose, what's there. And I think that Kimmy, like our kitchen, calls it shabby chic. I said, well, we're finally, our house is what everybody's paying big money to turn theirs into. Tearing down, go buy and shiplap when our whole house is like that. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to go live, and then I'm like, I am not going to just, am I buffering?
Nope, you're fine.
Not to me.
So Destiny said that last time I forced him to go to the doctors, it saved his life. So, he has to do it.
Oh my goodness.
And see, my husband needs an MRI. Yeah. Well, they tried him in a regular one. No. My husband's a big guy. Mm-hmm. No. He couldn't, claustrophobic, which even when I get in one, it's,
everybody does.
Close my eyes and don't think about it. But they even tried him in a stand-up one, and it just, no. So now they have open ones, I think.
Yeah, they tried to put right in one of those open ones, my husband, and he's so afraid that they said they would sedate him, but they waited till they got him back there on the table, and they should have sedated him before they took him back there because he had a panic attack and they couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
because the spot on his neck, like on the back of his spine, I told him, I said, Keegan, I said, that's going to have to be fixed. That's a bulging disc. I said, I know, because I had to have, I had to have mine all taken out. And I said, that's why you get headaches. That's why your shoulders hurt, because the work he does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get that glare out of the way. But yeah, I just feel a hot mess today. I'm kind of waiting on my daughter to call me. We got to try to find her a place to live, and yeah, it's just a lot.
You need to make a bunkhouse in the back of your in your backyard.
Well, we have all right. My husband built a shop, and it's like 40 foot high, but it's like 2 different levels because we have a pool.
Yeah.
So the top level, he's did like what's going to be a pool house. He started the shower part, and got most of it concreted on the upper part facing like the pool. And then we did a room upstairs, but we didn't finish it. And then I started having health problems and come out of work, so we don't have the money. But I mean, it's a big room, so it would do for her and my grandson to share, partition it off so he'd have his privacy.
Mm-hmm.
And then my granddaughter, of course, she'll just sleep with her mama.
Right.
Yeah.
And they won't need a kitchen because I'll cook. So she's got a couple more months, and it is what it is. And when me and Kevin moved from Atlanta, this room that we're in right now, we put our bed up in this room, and we moved back. I was pregnant, and we had 2 kids. We had my daughter, and then my stepdaughter, which is 3 years older than Tiffany. So we moved back with me pregnant and 2 kids, and the girls slept in the living room. So this house has always been full to capacity so many times.
Mm-hmm. You'll figure it out. You'll make it work.
We will, because but then there's stuff I don't know what I want to display. I also found I'll get it. So, you guys, I found where the way people used to do, these are leather things for the shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And so these were, oh my gosh, I know they have to at least be, oh my goodness, because they were her dad's. It's got a name on it. I should look it up. But it still has a thing, and it's got 2 places where you nail them into the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's so cool. I'll keep these. Plus, it had the tools, you guys.
Yeah, the soles. That's how you lock the soles on the bottom of the shoes. Yep.
I bet this was a glue thing because it just crumbled, and it was amber looking color, so this had to be the glue thing.
That's how you put the tacks in.
This is the roller.
Yep. And you have the cutter for the leather right there. Yep. We still have a cobblesmith right at the top of my street, so he still uses all that stuff.
I know, and to anybody else, it would be like, why you got that? But it's always been, mine and my husband's intention is we always want a room that we can show this stuff.
What I'll do for you, Darlene, I have a friend that she lives about 4 blocks away. She has literally in her house. She has all primitives. The whole house is 1840s.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And then she has, when you go out her back door, she has a blacksmith shop. She has a cobblesmith shop. This is in her backyard. Her husband built like a little Sturbridge village in the backyard. So we can go. I'll go over one day and I'll take video of it. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna go. She doesn't use. She has a gas stove, but it's an actual stove.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's still using that.
Well, I've watched links to where, like on YouTube, where people, good morning, Lynn, where people, oh, I think it was in England or somewhere, there was a few couples. Everything is like 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. They dress like it. Their cars like it. I mean, they, have the dresses and all the clothes, which you can find that now. But
Good morning, Misha.
Huh?
Good morning, Misha. Good morning, Lynn.
Hey, Misha. But yeah, and so now, and we also have a roller washing machine, the ringer type washing machine downstairs in the
I
basement.
remember helping do laundry on one of those when I was young.
I remember my nanny. Now this one was electric because in this area, I think Francis's daddy was considered wealthy because he's a brick mason.
Gotcha. Yep.
And so they had the first like electric stove, and they had first like indoor bathroom. So yeah, that one's electric. But it's still cool, and I really want it on the front porch,
Right.
But let me show you an iron. You're being so good for MawMaw. We use this as a door stop or a toe. Oh,
it has to be an iron. Is it an iron? Yep. We still use those.
Oh my good, but hey, they were uptown. You see, it was electric.
Yep. We still use the cast iron ones for our door stops.
But my sister-in-law, when Casey cleaned out the cubbies, she came over and we went through glassware and old stuff. And Mama says she'd rather see it staying in the family and being used, being appreciated, I guess you'd say, instead of her just not being here and not knowing who is going to do what with it.
Darlene, do you ever watch Curiosity Inc.?
I don't know.
He has a 16-part that he just did. He bought a house last summer, and it was an old lady who was an actual potterist. She had a kiln and everything outside, and he restored this whole house. He just finished it, and it's 16 parts. You gotta watch it. It's in Edmonton. It's in Edmonton, Alberta, and I mean, literally, it's your type of house. Was it?
Is it on YouTube or Netflix?
Yeah. No, YouTube. Curiosity Inc.
Okay, I'll do that.
And
I love
literally, you have to watch it from the beginning. When he buys his house, she was a hoarder. Literally, there was like, I think he said there was 16 tons of stuff that they had to throw out of the house.
Oh my Lord!
She's a well-known potterer, though. She died during the videoing of them doing the house. So it's he's really amazing. He has an antique store, and he bought this house, and I just watched the last episode today, and it is amazing. It's gorgeous.
Well, I tell you, he must have good money, because when you start doing stuff, like my husband had to redo the electrical box, because I remember when we'd go downstairs and have to switch out the
fuses.
Yes. Oh, it always scared me. I always hated doing it. But oh my goodness, as we added more, there was only one place in the kitchen. There's a plug-in for the stove, and then only one other plug-in.
Right.
And the refrigerator took one of those.
Right.
So whenever he had to add more electrical outlets and stuff, I can't even tell you some of the stuff he'd say. He would be in the basement trying to run the line up through, and me trying to get it to come up through the electrical box. And I'd be scared. I'm sorry. Electricity scares the crap out of me. And there's that box, and I'm trying not to touch that. Yeah, laugh, Derek. Laugh.
I'm laughing also at Darlene too, because she said he found a lot in the house to help with the closet, so she must have watched it also.
Oh, then I am.
Yeah,
But
you gotta. Yeah.
Darlene. But see, with us, I don't want to get rid of nothing. And and then Casey, in his room, there's pieces that will stay with him because he'll stay here. And I said, dang, son, by the time we get around to fixing stuff, I said, it's going to be pretty good for you. But he is, I guess, the sentimental one of the three kids. And I know what he gets that he'll take care of. Oh, let me show you a frame. I love this frame. I'll hold it up. You guys see this frame?
Oh, nice gingerbread on that. Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
And it's already got a double mat on the inside. That's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, and you can see from the back that it's not a new item.
Well, you can see you can take that middle mat out. That's the original canvas.
Oh, this part?
Yeah.
Well, this part right here is the pretty that part.
Right, but that was also glued to the canvas. That's why there's still canvas on there. You can still see it in the back.
But I've just got to find a picture. And heck, I might not even put a picture in it, because since we're putting up antiques, we might just stick it on the wall as it is. I really don't know what
I guess really Darlene liked the show too, because we're talking here. She said he found over $2,000 in cash in the house, and her pottery. Yeah, well, he's given a lot of that money back to the family with the pottery, and they've done like different not just auctions, but they put it in different galleries and everything, because I guess she was a really well-known potterer.
So he found actually $20,000 cash
2,000.
money, huh?
2,000.
Oh, okay.
Still,
wow.
2,000. Yeah.
That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, we ended up. Yeah, that sun's coming in. Let me cut this overhead light off. Bailey, what are you eating? Spit it out. Let me see.
I'm like,
okay, you ain't eating nothing. But I don't know, you guys. My mind ain't straight today. But yeah, what I'm going to use. I think I told you, Derek, I was going to use for what little bit I do the crock pot.
Yep. It's easy enough. But when I found another pottery place around the corner, I'm going to try out this week to see what it looks. Ask information and find out what they do. So.
And since you did that, I saw that our local library has a pine needle basket making class.
That's cool.
So just $20, and they'll teach you to weave with pine straw.
With the pine straw, yeah, that's everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm gonna see the dates on that, and if it doesn't mess up with anything I have planned, I might go to it.
Might as well, it's something new to learn.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool, because
And Thrifty Dad yesterday was saying that now you can get cleared to go on Amazon and do actual crafts.
Yes.
That was
And
awesome. I
that
love
was,
it.
yes, that was really awesome for what um him coming on and giving that information, you
Yep.
know. I've
Yep.
done learned so much by coming in on Hit Mama
Yep.
through Thelma. And then
Yep.
after that, then I met Destiny and
Mhm.
Kimmy,
Mhm.
and they give a lot of information about, buying and selling and stuff
Yep.
like that. And
Mhm.
then when he came on, what's his real name?
Dave.
Steve,
Dave.
Dave. When he came on, he's got, I pick at him about his accent. But yeah, he gave some great information.
Yep. But
And I had my earbud in so long yesterday that I'm like, oh my gosh, my right ear hurt, so I had to put in my left one. So I was in there with Dusty and them later,
yeah. Yep.
and watched that for a long time until my head just hurt so bad. I just had to unplug from life, I guess.
Thank you very much, Misha. That'll be the next one will be in not this Thursday, next Thursday. I'll have the last class, and then what I'll do is when I go in and pick up all my stuff, I'll bring the camera with me so you guys can see everything all completely done.
Yeah, for sure. I was watching that, but you know what I thought, Derek? And then I thought, oh yeah, that's right. He sits here and talks with me and Darlene in the morning. And I was thinking when I was first watching it, how does he stand sitting there with all those cackling old ladies? And then I realized you do that in the morning with us.
And you have to remember, and a lot of people forget that 90% of us, like I'm legally blind. I can't see anything in my right eye, but there are 4 people in that class that can't see anything. They're
Wow.
blind completely. So when you see their work and you sit there and you go, wow, like, because it's all by hands, by the texture of what they feel. I mean, some of the stuff looks funny, but you want to know it. That's how, because 90%, a lot of them have not seen what a monkey really looks like. Because
Right.
they've been blind since they were babies, so they're just going on what their mind thinks that a monkey looks like. So that's why you see
cool.
you'll can you open up this for me, Derek? Can you do this? Can you? And sometimes, like I said, there are 5 or 6 red covers. I can't read what's on the top of the covers,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see there's red. So if I give somebody blue and it's a red cover on it, that's why I said to Ellen, the teacher, I said, you can't do this to us because a lot of us can't read what you write.
Yeah.
You got to hand it to us because if you hand me a red cover, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be red.
And why don't they do that? When I was watching that, I wondered why.
Because this is the second year that Ellen has been doing this class with us. So she's still learning different aspects to help the visually impaired. They don't understand that. Where she has just normal, everyday people going in there and doing their own stuff so that they don't have to worry about it. They can read, oh, okay, that's that. So she's going to literally make a set that's just for us, so we have it and it's all set, and it's going to be in braille, and it's going to be tactical. So if there's a 1 stripe on it, that's blue. 2 stripes is green. 3, so we all know.
So see, Tracy, he gets that therapy, and then he gets this therapy.
That's right.
Yep.
But what I have to put the disclaimer out there, like Rebecca and them does. I in no way am a doctor. Never studied to be a doctor. I'm a talker. So
That's right.
I'm a talker. Look, if Destiny, if you want to come in, I can send you the link. Unless you're worried that
I think she's really worried about Tommy.
yeah.
It's really last night when she was live last night with everybody. You can see she was there, but she was not there.
Yes.
And Pat, man, Jesus Christ, hitting on her all night last night. I know she's
I saw where you told him
yeah.
you got him, and somebody said, "Hey, dude, you got the wrench. He doesn't."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "I wonder what he said."
No,
I mean,
that was another guy that came in that has a wrench. He was saying that oh, my girlfriend was into swinging, and I did not, and I'm not a swing. No, my girlfriend wanted me to share, but I'm not a sharer, so that's why she's gone. So that's why I said you can't say stuff like that.
no, I mean, I think isn't it different once you're monetized
Yeah.
that
Wait, what?
when you're monetized, isn't it you have to really watch what you say?
Yeah, that was that Destiny. That was that redneck reselling or whatever his name was. Rednecking reselling. Yeah, that's what he was saying last night. That's why, and then it was me and Jackie and Sarah. Jackie and Sarah busted my chops for him to have them toss me off, and that's when you gave me the wrench because you guys that whole group is so nice, and I don't care if he's been on forever with you guys. That's not something you say or things you do. You have to leave that completely out of that. That's just not called for. So, you're not a pimp. You're not a hoe. Just leave that crap out of the love that we all show each other.
Yeah,
Yes, it is Destiny. It's on the top.
it is Destiny.
I'm gonna go fill my last cup of coffee. I only got 1 cup left in the pot.
You guys, it's funny since I started doing these. The very first one, like in the kitchen. Hey, my babe.
Good morning, Destiny.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Yep, there she is.
Good morning. What did I miss last night?
All right, that guy rednecking reselling or whatever.
Nathan.
Yeah, he stated that he was saying that he had a girlfriend that wanted him to share each other with other people. And he goes, I'm not into sharing, so that's why she's gone.
That's Nathan. He says some random stuff. He really does, but he has a heart of gold.
Oh, I understand that, but I told him, I said, that's not what.
Yeah,
that's
and
not
the
what.
thing about Nathan is, so I've gone live with him before. He's an amazing person. He's very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
But because of how the show was kind of going last night, I think he was more doing it to make me laugh. Right. That's just, he's got a weird sense of humor.
Right.
But he has a heart of gold, and I missed that.
Yeah.
So if I would have seen that, I would have explained it, to everybody that he's harmless. He says that stuff just to make people laugh. And my favorite stories of his, when I was drinking.
Oh, it's almost like what's his name, the comedian. They threw me outside in public.
Ron White.
Ron White, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it wasn't. It was just all I stated was just. I know you're trying to make a joke, but it's just we were all trying to be serious at that time.
Yeah,
and that's why, and everybody was like, "Oh," and that's when, of course, Jackie and Sarah started their little, what's my two sweethearts out in Cali.
I can't hear nothing.
Kimmy.
Kimmy.
Yep, she should be starting her show soon, right?
Yeah, she's got her
Motivational Monday.
Yeah.
What time?
My computer, it's driving me nuts.
There you are.
So I was having so many issues with my computer last night, and I was there during the show, but then I kind of was like constantly looking to make sure he was okay. And I don't know, maybe the technical difficulties was my karma telling me to not do the show, but Tommy said to do the show. So it was like one of those catch-22s. And today he woke up and his head still hurts, and it's very concerning because it's been going on for almost 2 weeks now.
Oh yeah, that's gotta be checked.
Yeah, and he's already had one stroke, and just before we met he had a stroke, and I'm hoping this isn't a sign of another one.
That's why he needs to go.
Yeah, we've already had where I've had to force him to go, and it was a good thing that I did. And it was a very scary situation. June, it'll be 2 years ago that I forced him to go because I just had this feeling that something wasn't right. And when he's coming in and out of consciousness, yeah, there's something wrong. I thought he was actually having a stroke, and it wasn't a stroke at that point. But he's been stressed and stuff like that, and so we don't know. I give him Benadryl because we thought that he was having an allergic reaction to hot chocolate because it has coconut in it, and he's allergic to coconut. Gotcha. And so we gave him Benadryl, and he slept, and he woke up. It didn't touch it. The only thing Benadryl did was help him catch up on sleep.
Right.
That's about it.
And you look super tired, so I know you did not sleep good worrying about him because you look super tired today.
I'm very tired. I've not gotten a lot of sleep, and the longer he procrastinates and fights with me to go to the doctor, the less I sleep. And I think I was probably up 20 times last night.
It sounded like my wife, she was the same way with me, making sure that I was. And since we've been on, I've had 4 texts from my wife. Are you okay? Make sure. If not, I'm coming home from work. And I'm like, relax. I'm okay. It's just, we just had a spike in the blood pressure. We knew what to do, and I'm okay now.
Yes, and that's another thing that worries me is his blood pressure. And they're saying it's borderline, but yet it's nothing to worry about. But now that he's
get one of these, Destiny.
We have blood pressure cuffs. I also have a stethoscope and the old-fashioned blood pressure cuff that I will check his blood pressure. I have some training in medical, so I wanted to be a nurse, and so I have a lot of training. Like I did the CNA stuff, and then I started the LPN. Yep. And then I had an injury that prevented me from going back. And now they don't have LPN.
Nope.
And they're not called CNAs anymore.
Nope.
They're medical assistants and nurses.
Yep.
And so I learned that 2 years ago. And then I learned wound care. I have training in wound care. I have, so anything that possibly could go wrong, I have a little or majority of training already. And but the signs that he's got right now is very concerning, and he's very stubborn, and I'm very tiny compared to him, and trying to get him to get into a vehicle.
I don't care what you have to do. If you're having trouble with him, you call me, and I'll be like, listen, you dude, get your ass in there, because you don't want to end up like with me. I did 10 years in the ER, working in the ER. Trust me, you see it come and go. I mean, when I had my 2 strokes, I sort of knew, and I said, we need to go, and that's when I found out that I had the stroke. I mean, it was like shit. Yeah. So,
tell him, is it better that he just go, or wait till the ambulance has to come get him? And you're talking about an extra $1,000? Well, down here it is.
It's I don't know with you guys, but I know here it's $500. But if you have insurance, You just give them your card, and it gets wiped off the board.
Oh, not here.
Yeah.
Not here. I took an ambulance ride last year. Cost me, even with Medicare, because I'm on Medicare, because I'm on Social Security. Even with Medicare, it cost me $400 for a ride to the hospital.
That's not bad though. 400's not bad.
No, it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, Tommy's got really, really, really good insurance, and it's awesome. Yep. And he was, so 2 years ago in June, when I had to rush him to the hospital, it was a Friday morning. I had been up sick. I thought he got the 24-hour bug from me, because Friday evening he started acting kind of strange, sick wise, and then Saturday when he started getting to the point where exactly every 5 minutes he was either ice cold to the touch or too hot to touch. That was a warning sign for me. And then I gave him some, what did I give him? I gave him something, I don't remember what it was. It was like 2 years ago now. But I gave him something to help, because we thought it was the flu. And he doesn't have an immune system because he has severe degenerative psoriatic arthritis. And the medication that he was on at that time completely wiped his immune system. He was on a low chemo pill. And so I was worried that I had gotten him sick. And so I ran to my mom's, which is only right down the road, took care of her cat and her dog, came back, and he was coming in and out of consciousness. And I'm like, yeah, we're taking you in. And good thing I did, because he ended up with sepsis. He had sepsis. And that's what was going on. But he kept fighting me, and I finally was like, no, you're not fighting me anymore. They airlifted him from our hospital here to Madison, and they didn't charge him because it was a medical emergency.
Wow.
I mean, he was literally on death's door knocking, and that's how close they said he was to not waking up from it. And so he was in emergency surgery from, I think it was 12 o'clock a.m. till about 5:30 a.m. And they had a hard time getting IVs in. When they finally were able to get the IVs in, he had one on both sides, and then they had him hooked up to a dialysis machine where they had antibiotics being pumped in as his blood was being filtered, and antibiotics on both sides. And so it's very scary when he gets new things that don't normally happen. And so
then that means you need to get your butt over there, and if he's not going to go, you call rescue and you say, this is it, you're going, if you like it or not. My wife does the same thing. You just have to be the stronger person and get his ass moving. I hate to say it. I
have a doctor's appointment today that when we get there, the doctor's going to look at him. So
you're pushing time. That's the problem. If he's still sleeping, that's usually with a migraine. If it's gone, it's usually gone within about 12 hours. And if it's really that bad, then he needs to be seen. And it's not where
doctors that last for weeks on end.
Really?
And they can't figure out what's causing them.
Yeah.
Well, that's like my husband. His left arm. He stood up out of the bed. He said, "I ain't feeling right." I said, "Well, what are you feeling like?" He said, "Just crossed here." And I said, "Is it going down your arm, your left arm?" He said, "Well, yeah." And I said, "Do you not want to go to the doctor?" "Well, no. I'm gonna just see if it stops." So I don't know. And he don't like me going to the doctor with him. I had to learn not to say nothing and not to tell on him about stuff. So I'd have to just keep my mouth shut. But now with MawMaw, I don't keep my mouth shut. When she goes to the doctor, and if I'm with her, I go down a whole list of what's going on with her.
You're right. You're right there, Lynn. Yeah, it's nothing to mess around with, and that's why I said. I know you don't want to do it, Destiny, but if he's just lying there, you got to do something. You know, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And I told him that this morning when he did get up, he wants to try a sinus flush. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Maybe it's something with sinuses. That's why he's got a migraine.
Mm-hmm.
But if I told him that doesn't work, he's going in. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And of course, he does the normal man thing. I can't quite do that face.
Yeah.
But I think that's why that women outlive men, and you find more older. You find more. Women up in the age.
Hi, Kimmy.
Oh
It's
boy. You're muted, Kimmy.
All right, there we go. You guys just don't know. I'm glad that I didn't wallow in everything, and I'm glad I did this because I almost wallowed today.
Hi, my good vibe. What are you doing, my sweet Darlene?
Going through some old stuff. I was showing them some good stuff like the iron. I had to pick up with my other arm.
Cute. I bet that's heavy, huh?
Oh, girl. I use it as a doorstop.
Yep, that's it. I've seen quite a few of those, and that's usually what people do with them is they make them a doorstop, or even the little tiny toy. The little toy. Is that a toy one or?
No. That's the one her mom used.
They used to make the toy ones as a real ones. That's why I was asking.
No. And see, this one you can see that the electrical part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a way bigger one. We have a little tiny toy one. It's the only one that I haven't been able to get rid of, but or sell. It has all kinds of like paint splatter on it, and it has even the fabric around the cord, but it was actually a toy one. I can't believe that they let kids play with that kind of stuff, but teach their own.
When we were kids, they let us play with the hose, and the rakes were metal.
Oh heck yeah, they were.
You had the wood burning and the leather trimming stuff when we were kids. So yeah, you had this cord that was probably 1.5 feet long from the wall, and you're trying to make a piece, and you're burning yourself all the time.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Y'all, I still have this dog. Nobody has claimed him. I can't find out where he is.
Can I claim him?
He's so cute. He's such a sweet boy.
I told you, Kimmy, that's me.
Oh,
that's me.
I've helped a ton of animals of all sorts, from cats to dogs to birds to rabbits to deer to raccoon. Not so often deer, all
he
that.
Loves you.
Okay, didn't go for the kisses. But he is the sweetest little boy. Like, oh, you're so nice, huh? He just says, I just like it here. And he's spoiled.
He looks well groomed. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's why. I mean, when he almost got hit by that car, I was like, "Oh my gosh, that dog looks like somebody's dog."
Yeah.
He didn't have tags. He has a collar on, and so I walked right up to him. I always get real nervous. I always tell my kids, never do that. Never walk up to a dog like that and get all low to the ground. But I didn't want him to bolt back out in the busy street. Right. So I got up and did my little, which is usually animals love, and he just sat right there, looked right at me, and I walked right up and picked him right up, and he.
Kimmy, does he have the scarf? If he might have a microchip, you can check that with your phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna take him to go because yesterday they were closed because it was Sunday. But we put flyers out around the whole neighborhood, and it's not like there's a huge section of houses that it
you said that.
A little triangle. of houses, and he looks like he hadn't been out for too long. I'm surprised that when we drove the neighborhood like that and put out all those flyers and we're asking around, and didn't even put on, Facebook, on Paw Boost, on all the places that you could think of, and nobody has said nothing yet. Somebody's got to be missing him because he's so sweet. You're a sweet boy, huh?
I miss him.
Oh, look how sweet he is. I love you.
Hi, baby.
I love him. Oh, thank you.
He's so.
It's funny how things happen. This, most of I had a little bit of a rough week. Life is a little hard right now, but my goodness, does the good Lord above send us some good signs at the right time? Like,
girl, you don't know.
Kids, that always makes my heart like go normal. They even would say that in the hospital when my heart would be really, really crazy. When I had my kids, they would just hand me my kid back, and my heart would immediately go back to normal rhythm. And I was having difficulties. I call it a reboot. I'll explain more in my Monday Live, but I need a reboot for my pacemaker. I don't know what the technical word is, but they go in and they kind of ramp it up and ramp it down. It's kind of like restarting your phone. When your phone acts silly, you restart it. Yeah. And for some reason, it just will go back into normal rhythm and be fine. But right now it's all over the place, which doesn't help because my heart rate will be up. And when your heart rate's up like that, you're more tense. Just like when I heard you all talking about blood pressure, which is nothing to mess around with at all.
No.
Kim, I might have to have you call and yell at Tommy too. With me.
I will drive down there. But
we're gonna do it. We're gonna get on there and get on them.
Kimmy, do it,
dude. Like, I love Tommy, man, and he knows. Like, he better take care of himself.
Yep, that's what I said. I said I'll get right on the phone. I'll be like, Tommy, if you don't get your ass moving, I'm gonna fly out there and beat the snot out of you.
He always jokes that he's trying to get me to come out there, but I don't want to go out there. For the purpose of seeing him in the hospital, Yeah.
Right.
All right, I gotta go check on him. I'll be right back.
Kimmy, the whole month of December, we were all sick with whatever flu bug was going around.
Yep.
And it really, when my husband misses 2 weeks of work or even a couple of days from being sick, he doesn't do that. Yep. And so he was so sick, we weren't able to do Christmas. We weren't able to do anything. And we'd been, the mailman ran over one of our dogs, our dog, and we had all been depressed. Yeah. My cousin brought in Bailey, and Bailey was October, just 2 months old, and put that puppy on my husband's chest, and it was like immediately the whole house got wet.
Right.
I mean, my husband, he just perked up, and that puppy just licked all over his face and was all over him. So that was it. Bailey.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a sign from above. I'm telling you, we were, we went to the park, and there's a pretty nice park around here. It has a couple baseball fields. It's been recently updated, in more recent years. I remember going there when I was a teenager to go do teenage things, and it was a little then. But they've done a lot to the park, and we, Brayden, my son, who's 8, he got some new ball, a soccer ball for his birthday, and so he wanted to go test it out. It's kind of hard to do right here because if he kicks it, then he kicks it over the fence, and you got to drive all the way around to go get it. It's not very easy to just hop the fence because it's not like a neighbor that's over there. So we took his ball out, and we were playing soccer and kickball and all that. And then it's the first time that he's been able to ride his bike on 2 wheels for a long distance instead of just around our little cul-de-sac circle. He just learned at the end of last year how to ride on 2 wheels. So there he was, like riding around, around the sidewalk, and he comes, running over, and he's like, "Mom, there's a dog." And I'm like, "What?" And, of course, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how all these animals always end up coming to me in my life." But I watched him for a minute and nobody really seemed to be doing much. And I watched these people with other dogs, and I was really worried then, because all it takes is for the dog to go up to another dog, and then you have a dog fight, and that's a problem. And more than likely, one's going to be put down, and it's going to be the one that's probably not being, claimed. So I couldn't live with myself. I always feel bad if I don't try to help. And I usually, if I see even a dog running that I can't catch, I'll try to take a picture of it, try to get the word out. There's a lot of kind of industrial places that are pretty close, and they have a lot of guard dogs. So, you have to be real cautious. And when going up to a lot of them, they're like German Shepherds and stuff like that. And they're trained, to protect. But I always try to at least chase them somewhere off the road if I can, and then, put the word out. But this guy, man, and ironically, my parents they've been trying to convince us to get another dog for the dog that we have, for Violet, for Corn. I call her Corn. And they were telling us about their dogs, which is a Bichon. They have like a poodle sort of, mix. They have like the same looking dog. Well, like it's a sign or something. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to get too attached, because I'm already just thinking about how much I love him.
It's too late. You already are.
He's so sweet. Him and Braden were laying on the ground, and my dog Violet has a hard time with being really jealous of other dogs, and that was kind of what was stopping me from getting another dog, because that's my girl. I've had her since she was 8 weeks old. Like, she's my rider. I think that.
I will talk to you guys later.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care, Destiny.
Love you.
I love you, Destiny.
Yeah, my dog's my little ride or die, and she's all right with other dogs, but it's really kind of a fiasco because she just panics. Like, I'm always worried she's going to give herself a heart attack, by freaking out so much about other animals. And so most of the time I have to have her in my lap, and she's trying to lick my face, going nuts. She loves this dog. She loves him. I've never in 40 years ever seen her love a dog so much. She's all, chasing him and running around. And
that's a sign right there. That's a sign right there, Kimmy.
The whole thing is like, I've lost dogs myself, and I always, it's still to this day like hurts my heart, and I keep thinking about that there's somebody out there who has to be missing that dog, right. And I want to make sure to do the right thing. And here in Colorado, you have to consecutively look for the owners or turn it over to the shelter for 30 days.
Oh, no.
You can do anything. You can't, just find a dog and then keep it, which is good that they have rules like that. But it's also kind of silly, because at the pound, it's 5 days. The dog is there for 5 days, and then he goes up for adoption. And I don't know. He'll be spoiled if he lives. I taught him how to use the doggy door yesterday. He just thinks he's so cool going in and out of that doggy door. It's too cute.
Well, see here, our Humane Society, theirs is, I don't even know if they give them 5 days. They euthanize so many dogs. That's what they love to do is, not love to do it probably, but it is so well known they euthanize just about every dog.
That's sad.
Yeah, so, that is sad. I'm a sucker when it comes to animals. Like I've always loved every single type of animal, even the slithery, slimy ones. They're not my favorite necessarily, but well,
we had two.
I feel bad.
We had 2 snakes, and we had a iguana that grew to be about 4 foot long.
Oh, man.
That sucker was mean. He was mean. Somebody wanted him, I gave him away. I tried to do the kind handling and all the kind of stuff you're supposed to do, but he just was difficult. And you would think, because they don't have teeth, They don't hurt if they bite, but yes, they bite, and that hurts.
Yeah, you have that long snappy tail. My brother-in-law had one with that snappy tail. It would whip you with his tail. Oh,
yeah, I had them up on my chest one time going to the neighbors because they was always freaked out at all the stuff we had in the house like that. Yeah. And their dog barked, and when their dog barked, that doggone tail come up, and it felt like when my mom used to switch me. That doggone thing got me about 4 times across my face, and I'm like, whoa, and I was holding them and got them back in the house. But yeah.
That's their defense, that tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I know.
So Kimmy, we got it made today. Do you know if Dee has hers on today too? Is she doing her live today?
Oh, probably. More than likely, Dee will do hers. I didn't hear of her canceling it, and she would usually let the YouTube world know. I'm not sure if Chris is going to be on there, but her sister. I love Dee so much. Flipping Particles, she is an awesome person. She just makes my day. If I'm ever having a bad day, all I got to do is go watch Dee and Chrissy for an hour, and I am like laughing by the end of it usually.
Because if they're on, they end at 1. I'm coming on at 1 for myself. So I'll be live, and then we'll bounce over to you at 2.
Yeah. Mine is at 1 Central. You're on Eastern, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, and I don't go past an hour. It's just today's topic, besides being Monday motivation, is sort of balance, which I need to be better about, and I'm sure that people, others. Especially the reseller community and even the I keep calling it the YT world, YouTube world, could use balance because it is literally a rabbit hole sometimes when you go on to. I'm shocked that sometimes I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna get onto the computer and check my eBay store, and then without even thinking about it, I suddenly have my YouTube screen up. I'm like, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. It's just in my head or something, but I'm a people pleaser, and
hey, Flipping Crazy.
It's hard sometimes. What up, Flipping Crazy?
That's why I said Wednesdays will be fun.
Her name. Hey, what? I can't. I'm suddenly drawing a blank on her name.
I can't either. I can't.
So I haven't had enough coffee. Remind me what your name is, Flipping Crazy. I apologize. I'm drawing a blank here.
And I'm awful with real names. And I did not. Lisa. Oh yeah, because I made the comment. There was a couple Lisas in the thing, and I made the comment in the Thrifty Dad.
Yeah.
And he was like, we got some Lisas in here. And I said, yeah, I kind of stole my hubby from a Lisa.
My Nana's treasure haul. Oh, that is.
Nana is Peggy. Hey, Peggy.
Okay.
Hi, Peggy.
Hey, Peg. So, so remember, we have ours on Wednesday.
Yep. And I'm definitely gonna be there. I'm back in my little groove. Well, I'm gonna cut back a little bit. I at least need to do like maybe kind of an every other day thing. It's easier on the weeks I don't have my son because in the evenings, absolutely one thing I have to do is from 4 to 7 for sure on the weeks that I have my son. I can't commit to anything because it's there. You just never know what is going to happen. And it stresses me out when something does happen. And then, it doesn't help my situation. So I have to make sure to kind of time frame, put myself in, but in the mornings, during the day, that's not even, as long as it's Monday through Friday, I'm usually around. I just got back from dropping my kids off, and then I don't usually leave again until, it depends on what I have to do, but until I go and get them. So I'm excited to be on your channel, Derek. You're awesome. You're a good dude, Derek.
Thank you.
You're good.
Look, I told my daughter, I was telling about all you guys to my daughter when she come over yesterday. I said, look, this one guy is talking about he had to go paint his monkey. And I'm hearing this, and I'm like,
She was thinking the wrong thing.
and I'm like, okay,
On my copy.
There, when you see you on somebody's channel, you know, we all judge. We all, think somebody, and I'm like, oh, I bet he is homophobic. He just looks like he'd be redneck and homophobic. I mean, you can't help by.
Right.
And then I'm talking about, yeah, he's got to go and fix his monkey and paint his monkey. And I'm like, like that? And then, you got talking about the pottery class and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, cool. Okay. Then I went and watched your video.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, I know you guys probably think I'm just a Southern woman, don't you?
We know that you're back there painting monkeys too, Darlene. No. Yeah, it's cool. I thought it was cool. I think it's really cool to see other sides of people, especially Derek being like you would kind of assume, and nothing against Derek, because I like a lot of the same things that Derek likes.
Yeah.
People wouldn't know that I know as much about NASCAR, and I love to fish. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. And in fact, if I had to pick something to do every day, I would fish for the rest of my life. Like, I would do it. But I kind of, never knew that he was so well-rounded. You're very well-rounded for being male, not to stereotype the male community, but your name being NASCAR man, I would assume that you were just a kind of a car guy, and here you are in ceramics class, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're awesome, Derek.
I loved it. And then when he showed his artwork, I love that. So, I mean, so
well, I'm sending that picture of the upside down car that's going over to John at Nevermore Antiques. He's gonna put it behind his counter.
Oh yeah, that was a great.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And Todd as well. Todd, I don't know what I was, because I was watching Jewelry People, so you get to know them, and then somehow I got into your guys' stuff. And so I didn't know how, Todd was. And then the more I watched him, then I kind of understood.
Todd is amazing. He's like my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca, love you.
Yeah. So I watched Rebecca and her hubby, Juan, who is, by the way, very handsome, and you are very beautiful. My goodness, girl, are you beautiful. I can't believe that you're so self-conscious to be on camera, because Rebecca is gorgeous. Woo!
She is very beautiful.
Wow, are you pretty.
And wait, what did you say?
Friday, I think. Friday she was hanging out. I was in and out because, again, I had my son, and Fridays are kind of a little funky. There's lots of people that I like to watch, and of course it's just a busy night because it's game night. But I enjoyed watching you, Rebecca. You are a hoot and a half, and I would love to hang out with you, like in person. That'd be really cool. But maybe sometime in a Google Hangout, because you are awesome. Totally dig it.
So, flipping crazy, what is your real name? I mean, I'm terrible with real names.
It's Lisa, right? Yeah.
Lisa, yeah.
I said I was going to remember that. But yeah, that's one of the things that I want to do is eventually, like, do a hangout and be in here, and MawMaw be drawing and sketching some of her, because she likes pens and pencils.
Yes.
Markers and pencils like you do.
Yep.
But, have it to where we're in a hangout and we're all painting or doing whichever thing that we like to do. And that's what I want to end up doing with this.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's a really great idea. I love art of all kinds, not just, painting, which I don't know if you guys saw this one. I always switch out my pictures. Here's an old one that I haven't. Well, it's 19 years old or 20, but I used to be really big into painting.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Yeah,
That
it's
is
like,
awesome.
like what I'm drawing. Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer acrylic or paint over other things, just because that's what my talent is. But I've been my grandma is an artist. She's a painter, and she taught me how to paint. I mean, really, I have her. She says, you're born with it, but I was painting at, teeny tiny little kid. So I have her to thank for that. And she's amazing. She would take me out, and we would go and we would bring some paints, and we would go. She lived in California. She lives in Oregon now, but we would go to this valley right behind her house in Anaheim Hills, a pretty nice neighborhood. And she would say, okay, let's pick out a tree. And we would sit in front of the tree, somewhere in the shade. And she would teach me how to, look at the sun and watch the shadows and all of that. So I love it. I love art. I think that's why I love trees so much, is because of that, and just nature in general. But it's cool because the last time we went to Oregon, my daughter and her were painting together, and that was beautiful. Yeah, I mean, my heart was like, oh.
Yeah, last classes that we did for ceramics, we did the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So we first time doing it, and I gave all my pieces out for Christmas gifts last year, but this is one of the pieces I made.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
And
that
then
round drip type
our
of.
first one, our first project it's a circus tent.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
I want to do a pottery class.
Pottery is cool. I think it's cool. I haven't tried to make anything in forever. I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to that, but that's just more I need to let myself go, in that sense. Lisa says she does mostly acrylic and enamel. She says she also customized her car, which is awesome.
I saw that video. No, the flowers up there, MawMaw did that in one of the sipping stroke classes, and we just have it sitting up there.
Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
Oh,
That's
I love that.
That's my little tiger.
how fun. How long have you been doing that, Derek? That type of
3 years.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet everybody loves you there. I bet they all just have great
just listen to them. They kept constantly, I'm not the teacher. Can you help me with this? Can you do this? I'm trying to do my own thing.
That tickles me. And I was so confused because I had to see the color as is.
Yeah.
And Gary's saying this color is this, and I'm like, and there was somebody else who was watching it, and they said first that they were confused. I'm like, okay, I'm not by myself. So I think the blue showed up.
Yes.
I could see that a little bit. But I was like, I don't know if I could do that. I would not know what it's going to turn out to look like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why
That's art, though. Is you just got to go with it. And if you mess
what it is, Kimmy, is we were using glazes.
Mm-hmm.
And a red glaze is brown. And so that's what everybody didn't understand.
Right.
So when they're all done and they're all glazed, you're going to sit there and go, wow, what the heck?
Okay, here's MawMaw's, another one of MawMaw's.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we have that hanging on the door that goes into her room because it kind of blends in with that mirror thing. So
that's really cool. When I went to Oregon over the summer, my grandma, she has a huge garden. She loves to paint, so she had this, made this big beautiful yard. They have a couple ponds, and it has like waterfalls and koi fish. But there was a hummingbird that I was always trying to catch a picture of it. And let me tell you, it is really hard to take a picture of a hummingbird. But I tried to take a picture of it so I could paint it. But I could never get a good picture of the guy.
I had a friend.
That's funny, Rebecca. Rebecca writes, I'm an artist too. Most of the time just painting my face.
Hey, that is an art though. I am shocked that I can't put makeup on well, or be one of those, people who do their eyebrows all perfect and all that. Being an artist, being a painter, and I can't put paint or makeup on my own face. I don't get it. It's like I can't paint a wall. You want me to come and help you paint your wall in your house? I'm gonna have paint everywhere. You give me a canvas and I'll paint anything you want. Give me a big
No,
job.
that's what I used to do, Kimmy. I would go in when I did my murals, and start from the ground up. I would paint a wall and then do their mural. But a friend of mine, she paid me to go and redo her mom's cabinets for Mother's Day, and to take my rose stencil. And then she said, my mom likes hummingbirds. So I freehanded the hummingbirds. And so then she had me do her house. And so I got good at freehanding hummingbirds. So,
Wow.
And then Lisa said she doesn't like watercolor. Okay, I don't do watercolors per se, but I like the watercolor pencils. Lisa, that gives you more control over how light or dark, because you're kind of.
But then you can go back over them with the water and fix it the way you need to. Yep.
Yes.
Right.
And it's real good for shading, because you do keep the color in there as heavy or as light as you want to do.
Yep.
You got
you definitely, I think it's harder to get as great detail using watercolor. I really like watercolor for doing pictures of like the sky, or it's more of when you step back from a picture and it looks like it's detailed, but you get up and you can see that it's not so detailed.
But that's why people use the watercolor pencils, because you can detail it the way you want it, and then come back with just the water and just clean it up.
Watercolor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I prefer acrylic. Acrylic is my favorite. I like pencil, just regular pencils, just using, doing shading and stuff like that. Oil, I have never gotten too big into oil, just because of the dry time. I'm so impatient. I'm like, it's taking forever. But I know, Rebecca, I don't think that there's not Bible study today, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's not Bible study.
Okay, you guys, this is old as crap. He was out in the barn. But is that not the creepiest looking darn clown? I mean, it was from Barnum and Bailey's Circus. And that was like when I was in school and they come to town, and I did the clown. And it's like years later, I'm like, what was I thinking?
It's awesome. I mean, that's really impressive. It comes off the paper, you have that. You're definitely talented.
It's creepy.
Well, clowns can be creepy. I've never been one of those ones that thought they were like really scary or anything. They're weird looking for sure, but I've seen girls with the same amount of makeup on as a clown. So
true that.
Now this was just trying to sketch in pencil, and from a picture of Casey when he was young. So that was just.
That's amazing. That's good. People are hard.
My first pencil watercolors that I tried was when I had my daycare and I did a baby.
That's cool.
Oh, Darlene, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's really good. People are very hard, I think, to to do. So that's you are very, very talented.
Portraits are very hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to show, like, it's kind of like I told him, you're showing a part of you when you show your art. Just it's kind of like you're wearing private. Let me see. Oh, and I used to love doing chalk pastel. So that was mine.
Aww.
Baby fox.
So cute.
And that I did that in 85. I was under another name then. I was married to somebody else at the time. But I have my art books going all the way back from when my dad first. That was the only thing he encouraged, I guess, was my art. So I always got art supplies, and that's what I do for Christmas. Is I try to give, or kids' birthdays, I always try to give artwork. I mean, art supplies.
That's so much more personal and so much more precious to people to get something that you put your talent and work into than to just go to the store and buy something. I would much rather get something handmade than something purchased.
Well, that's why I've been doing that for the past 2 years for Christmas, and everybody's like, "Oh wow, like I have something that you actually made." I'm like, "Yeah,
right, exactly."
So Kimmy, I don't know if you saw that, but this is what I was working on.
Oh, wait, let me see.
It's awesome.
That's good, Derek.
Hold it back up, Derek.
It's there.
Oh, yeah. And see, I can't do pencil. You do pencil well. MawMaw does.
Probably could because you're a painter, but it's harder, it's like trying to ski and then learn to snowboard, or trying to snowboard and then learn to ski. It just takes a second.
Yeah. You just get used to it. That's all.
Or people have just different talents. I have things in my mind of what I'm going to want to do. I want to do canvases that looks like the people are coming out of it.
Mm-hmm.
3D. Yep.
I mean, I
got some old ones here.
Oh, but Kimmy, I still have my eyebrows from the other night.
I drew this. Let's see, it's dated 2002.
Is that a tree nymph?
I don't know. It's a little gnome dude. Who knows? I mean, I did this when I was working at Vandermeer Speedway, which is a drag racing track.
Vandermeer, yes.
It was on a slow day, and I was sitting in the bleachers just doodling. That's what I did.
I got a month away. Me, Ryan, Pam, and Dab Kitty. We're all gonna meet up at Epping Motor Speedway.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing! I'm way jealous. This one is, again, I used to be really into anime and stuff like that. I know. I just thought of Rally Roots. Like, I used to be huge into Dragon Ball.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That's good though.
This is now that we're going way old school on this.
Cool.
1995.
That looks like Todd.
I would have been, right? It totally has. I never thought about that. I would have been like first or second. No, let's see, 95. My brother was born in 91. So I was in elementary school whenever I did that.
My goodness.
And I like to take pictures. I've taken a few photography classes.
Oh, when it comes to photography, Casey is awesome.
This one I did in 2003, and I always like it when my daughter was born, and I used to put her hair in pigtails. It was a little crazy how much she was like this little girl. It's like I knew that she was going to exist before she even existed.
Nice. Yeah, I even got videos.
Yeah.
My grandson loves them. All right, I'm going to turn and go old school, sure enough. All right. The eagle, my dad wanted me to do an eagle, so he bought me some oil paint, and that's my eagle up there. And and I was, oh my gosh, I might have been 14. And then the other is the time that I did the baby fox. I did the raccoon. Little did I know the raccoon was going to be my spirit animal.
Cool. Here's my Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that's a nice job, Derek.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, flipping crazy. That she sold her car at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I love driving around the tracks when they let you.
That's a really cool car. I can't remember what it is though.
What?
It is. I know there's a couple people who are into cars and decking their cars out. All right, now this is quite a few years ago. Well, here, I look way hotter in the picture than I do.
Oh my gosh, Kimmy, that's
cool.
beautiful.
That is that a self-portrait, Kimmy?
Yeah, I mean, it was forever ago.
That's cool.
But it's beautiful.
Makes you look like Kate Hudson.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny that you say that because I've
What
had
is it?
multiple times people tell me that I look kind of like her.
Uh-huh.
What is
It's
it,
kind of
girl?
my hair, but hi, Anna. Yeah, I can't even believe I'm.
Hey, Hannah.
This reminds me of or kind of like your clown thing. I don't know why I did this forever ago though.
It's an elf.
Hey,
I was
you
probably 10 maybe when I did this. 11.
Cool.
Stop that.
I didn't.
Kimmy, Rebecca asked you if you wanted to sing tonight.
Yeah, see, I can't. My thing is still spinning on this end, but yeah, Rebecca, I can sing "Happy Birthday," but Casey is having to do somebody's auction. I don't know who's auction.
Doing what? Wait, okay. I never emailed you. Sorry, but you sing tonight for Big Porter surprise party online. What time is that at? Kelly and Todd are doing a duet.
They're doing "Always" from Atlantic Star.
Oh my gosh, that was mine and my husband's wedding song.
What time is that? What time is that going to be at, Rebecca? It all depends. I seem to be way ahead of everybody in the time wise. Do you all get it? I haven't shared my own YouTube channel. All these.
See, this is the art channel.
I know, right?
Sailor Moon. I love Sailor Moon.
Yeah, this 10/6/2002. I was probably again sitting at Vandermeer Speedway, bored out of my mind. Depending on what day it was, because I had to be there like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday were busy. Wednesdays and Thursdays were trials or qualifying, so it was really slow. It was only the people who were like racing the car. All the other days, you'd have 20,000 to 100,000 people flow through that place.
Yep. I just picked up a snake and mongoose set last night from couples picking. You ever watch them?
Who?
Couples Picking.
They sound familiar. It sounds familiar.
Yeah, they put their like second or third video up, and they were really funny. But they found a snake and mongoose that ended up at a church sale for $2. So I'm like, I'll trade you this, and this for that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad you told me about the toys, Derek, about not using the antique, toys because I am going to do the layering and the multimedia kind of stuff, and I'm glad you said that because, like I told you, I do have the toys, but I went to the dollar store and got the trailer trash Barbies. To use in my.
I was there not yesterday, the day before, and I'm sitting there looking at all the G.I. Joe men. I'm going, this is what Darlene needs right here.
Where is my I'm looking for my.
Because Kimmy, she has original marks, Indians and cowboys and stuff.
Oh,
she was going to use that in her. Yeah, she was going to use that in her artwork. I'm like, no.
Yeah, use the ones that are newer. So Mark's, well, I'm sure that Derek knows this, but Mark's in the 50s was the biggest toy company. And in the 80s, the early 80s, it got bought out or sold. And that's when they let others start making copies of them. So if it's 80s and earlier, they're worth, some of them are worth some money. Well, all of them are worth something, but the older ones, like I have Fort Apache guys.
See, I told you. I exactly said the same thing. Fort Apache. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you are a bin shopper, always look in the bottom of bins because you'll find those guys. And it's better if their parts and pieces are there,
Right.
unless they're really, really old. Like especially some of the Indians that have their bows broken. That's why if you can find one that's in really good condition, they do so well because that piece usually is broken.
Well, that's what I was telling her. The covered wagons, the wheels, all that. Some of them are broken. If you find one mint, you're golden.
Yeah, I mean, to sell a little plastic toy that weighs nothing for $10 to $30 is pretty amazing.
I didn't know that until I was watching. Who was it? Talking about taking VCRs apart and taking different things apart and selling the pieces.
Right.
Oh yeah, the Landshark or Craig and Beth, Ten of Hearts. That's
I watched that. But now look, this is my zombie killing equipment that is going to go on the little men over there in the back.
Yep.
Like the little baseball men.
Right.
Mhm.
I had 2 sets from the dollar store, and my granddaughter got one of them. And my daughter sent me a picture. That child, that wild child, is like Brave off of the cartoon Brave.
Yep.
Movie. This child, her hair was all over the place. She had on just panties and had the grenade, the canteen, the mic, and an orange gun, all in her. Like my daughter said, "Mom, look at what do I do with this?" And I'm like, she is ready for the apocalypse.
Mhm.
So my daughter called me yesterday, and we were talking on the phone about her coming over here, and her boyfriend was saying something to her, and Adriana was talking at the same time. She's 4, and he told her, he said, your mother is speaking. You need to be quiet. Now, she don't get sassy mouth with me. She done told him, I bet I can because I have my weapons. What is she going to do when she starts kindergarten, you guys?
Oh my goodness.
She is that tomboyish. She's tomboy.
Some boy's gonna come up to her and try to touch her, and she's gonna be like, I have my mallet here from my Fisher Price hammers. Whack them.
I'm telling you.
That's right. Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned, about your zombie toys. I had a dream about zombies last night, which is the weirdest thing because I don't usually I can pinpoint where I get an idea from in my head, but that was just the weirdest thing to be dreaming about, zombie apocalypse.
Well, when I showed them the first time, somebody got excited and they said, "Oh yeah," So I'm going to do some. I've got about 6 of them. I'll do some as the fighters and some as the zombies. So
it's gonna be the Walking Dead, Darlene style.
The Walking Good vibes.
There you go.
Oh, Darlene, I love you. You make me laugh.
you guys, I told Derek about this one. What did I tell you, Derek? What it looked like?
Look like Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jason.
This sucker's so heavy. It's made from the red mud.
Red mud.
Yeah, from the red clay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I remember I played down in Florida. They used the red clay on the baseball fields. I could not get my cleats cleaned. It took forever. I had to throw them away when I came back up. Everybody was like, "Why do you have red on your clay on your cleats?" I'm like, "This is from Florida clay," and I said, "I can't get this shit off."
And this is like the mold I was telling you about. I've had for about 20 years now, almost. Just a simple plastic mold.
Yep.
It made a lot of money when I was decorating, and it was back during the time that people were using the fans and stuff like that. So yeah, I did stuff like that. Sold a lot of them. But this is what she looks like with nothing, painted on her.
Right.
And then
we have the Situate Art Festival. It's the biggest art festival in New England, and literally there's about 10,000 people that come through, and it's crazy with stuff like that. It's all nothing new. Nothing new. Everything has to be made.
But I don't like airbrushing. I can't do airbrushing.
Oh, airbrushing is fun. Oh, I love airbrushing.
I can't.
I have a hard time with it. It was depending on what I'm painting, but like when my fibromyalgia was really bad, like every day I was always shaking and I didn't have enough grip. So anything, I can't get into the airbrush or the kind of graffiti, art spray. I wish I could, because I think some of the graffiti art, and of course you do, I don't think you should deface something you're not supposed to deface, Right. But I think that some
of it is beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing that they could do that with some cans of paint, that they spray. Like, I'm lucky if I use a can of hairspray and I don't accidentally shoot myself in the eyeballs.
Yeah. But look, I bought this mask to try to see how things will come out. I'm going to show you the first failure, and Casey thinks it's funny as crap. And you guys tell me who it looks like.
Oh, that looks like me.
No, it's not.
I was thinking, what's the guy from the movie?
The half a face dude.
He's like he's bald.
Not Two-Face.
No, he's like, gosh, I don't know. He's like a monster-looking dude, and there's.
Talk again.
Casey said it looks like Glenn off The Walking Dead when he got his arm hit.
Oh my God!
I'm still crushed about that. I haven't watched The Walking Dead in forever, but man, Glenn was my favorite.
And then I like this because it looks like stone. This one was just paper mache, kind of the glue and stuff. But I really like it because it kind of looks like marble or.
Yeah, but it looks like when you watched the what was that the Scorpion King with Dwayne Johnson. Yes, when they just crumbled.
So that's what I was going to do, is make these faces come out of the mirror thing. And my sister said, "You're going to do this devil-looking stuff." I said, "Irene, art is just art. It doesn't have to be."
Watch the new Ghostbusters and watch that one scene when they're downstairs in the basement and the faces are coming out of the frames.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. See, that's what's in this head of mine. That's what is in here when I can't help it. I mean, yeah.
But I wouldn't go clay because that would be so heavy.
Which one?
I wouldn't do clay on canvas.
Oh no, those are going to probably be done somehow, like decoration for my I call it my pirate ship wreck behind me, and I'll probably hang those.
I'll be right back.
Like something that was found at different countries or something.
I know what you're saying. Yep.
But yeah, I even had the skeleton hands that basically what I was going to use that mirror for that is over there. The first idea I had, I was going to do something coming out of it with the hands holding on.
I'll be right back, guys. I got a call coming in.
And let me check my Facebook.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna check the chat here. Watched Game of Thrones last night. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Not that I'm against it. I'm just worried that I'm gonna get addicted to it like I do to everything else that I start to watch and I love, and then I'm gonna have to watch all of it. I haven't watched it yet. I hear it's a really, really good show. I know I'm probably one of the only people who have never watched it.
I haven't watched it. Oh, because what does it come on? I mean, if it's not on Netflix,
right? That's true. Because I don't have cable or anything. We just have like a little antenna, and then we have Netflix and Amazon Prime. But I I have not watched it. San Juana says, I had a stroke 2 years ago. It triggered fibromyalgia. That is, I'm glad that you're still here. San Juana, strokes are no good.
You know, they still hadn't got back with me as to how my scan went. You know, they don't get back with you. They send you for a test, and then around here they just don't say your scan checking you for seizures is fine. You don't have that, or so I don't know. What is it, girl? What is it?
There we go, girls. I have to go. I got an important phone call to make, and so hopefully you guys can visit me at 1 o'clock in my channel. And don't forget, with me and my girl right here, Kimmy, on Wednesday, 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
Eastern.
I'll be there.
All right, guys.
Even you guys, if I have to stick the thing in my ear to listen to you guys while it's my husband time,
yeah,
I do that, and I might not get chat as much, but
that's all right. Family's first, man.
All right, guys.
So,
all right, we'll talk to you later.
I guess I need to do a hard close, but Kimmy, sing for you sing for Rebecca.
I know, listen, she's all sing something. And out of all the things I ever get requested to do most often, it's always singing, which I just think is so crazy because I am beyond self-conscious. I will go up on a stage and look like a fool and not be nervous in comparison to go up on a stage and sing. Like that just scares me, but
I will, before I get off, I will tell you something funny, because you know, you guys know how I told you my mom how it was when I was growing up, and I was the dad's girl, and my sister was kind of the outcast. When my dad had his funeral, when we had our dad's funeral, she got my hand. She said, "We're gonna sing," and she just stood up. And now my sister, I can't carry a tune. It has to really hit me for me to stand up like I did in Casey's thing and sing This Little Light of Mine. But my sister, she can't dance. She has no rhythm about anything. And we stand up and it's like we're two little girls again, and we sing, just start singing, standing up, and she's holding my arm. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can feel Mom, the waves coming off my mom, you know. But we did. And so anyway,
I like singing. I grew up going to church and stuff like that, in youth group and watching plays and musicals and all that. So I'm fond of music of all types. It's kind of like painting in a sense for me, that it's sort of my, you could almost tell what kind of mood I'm in by how much I'm singing. If I'm singing a lot, then I'm usually in a really, really good mood. I like music a lot. I don't know if I'd be able to survive if their music suddenly stopped in the world. Hey, like I just love it. It's I'll blast music on our Alexa and just do my thing.
Well, look, I'll just do like Anamora. See, that's about all I could do.
Anamora. That's funny. She's Rebecca. Sing, take turns. No pushing, no shoving.
I know, all caps.
All caps. Yeah, look at you, Rebecca, all caps. Let's see, what can I sing? See, y'all put me on the spot, and I can't think of nothing.
I know, Casey puts me on the spot. Okay.
She's looking for her phone. Amazing Grace is a good song.
Hey.
I agree.
It was Keegan. Let me call him back. Or I'll call him in a minute. All right, sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace. All right. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was but was blind, but now I see.
Yay, yay. Yay, yay.
Woo-hoo.
All right, Rebecca. See there? Hey, now I was in the background. I'm the, the backup, like the woo, woo. That's what I say.
Yeah.
All right.
No birthdays, Anna. No
I got to call my husband, you guys, and take my baby out because she's whining and finding his underwear and chewing on them.
All right.
So she's being bad.
All right.
And when she's neglected like that, she'll pee in the floor. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for coming on because you know what? My spirit's it's uplifted now.
I love everybody.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you guys.
Soon.
Bye.